Hi there, this is Tina from A Life Designed. I am coming to you to share a marriage tip with you today. It's a tip that will help with your communication. It's a tip to help you understand a huge difference between the way that men and women communicate that is going to help eliminate clashes and conflict in your relationship. So the tip is men process information and decisions internally in their mind. Only they can hear it. They do all the work up here silently. And then when they're ready to share it, it comes out of their mouth. Women process externally, verbally. And so when the conflict happens is when a husband announces a thought or a decision that he's made. And then the wife starts asking questions about that. Oh, how did you decide that? What's happening here is that our questions are the beginning of our processing, right? They've done the thinking, they've done the processing, out comes the thought, and that for us is the beginning of our processing. And they don't realize that. They don't realize that we're just asking questions to understand and come to the same decision, or maybe a different one, and help us both come to a different decision with new information. What they hear is like an inquisition. They hear doubt. They hear disrespect. They feel like, you guys remember, we talk about this all the time. Men need to think that we just think so highly of them and respect them so much. And when they announce a thought that they're having or a decision, they just really want us to validate it and affirm it. And sometimes we can do that, but sometimes we need more information. And sometimes we might disagree. And all of that is okay. But when we know and we can have this conversation with our husband and say, honey, I learned something new today that you process internally and I process externally. So you know those times where we might come into a conflict, it's not that I'm second guessing you, it's just that I'm trying to understand myself. And so in the future, when we start to have these conversations, is it okay if I remind you I need to process externally? And so I think what you have said sounds really smart, but I want to think about it a little bit more. That's going to help you both have more peaceful conversations, and it's going to keep feelings from getting hurt, right? He's going to know that you're not trying to second guess him or criticize him. You're really just processing and trying to understand, right? And there's room for all of that in communication. And the thing I love about this tip too is that it helps you increase your connection even by just having the conversation about how men and women process. It's helping us understand each other better. It's such a good thing. And so that's what I have for you today. If this seems like something you want a little bit more help on, reach out to me. We can have a conversation about what's going on in your marriage that's so challenging or that you would like to change, what you think it should look like, and then we'll come up with a plan for how you can get there. And so just send me a message if that's something you want to work on. All right, thank you so much. I hope that this was helpful.